Comprised of 4 foursomes and 8 singles, with 4 balls not introduced until 1963. In the first 22 editions, when it was just Brits and Irish against the US, America only lost 3. So in 1979, in came the rest of Europe, including the future 5-time Ryder Cup winner, Seve Ballesteros. Since Team Europe was established, the head-to-head reads Europe 13, USA 9. Home advantage is a big deal. Europe's last away win was the miracle at Medina in 2012, and America hasn't won on European soil since '93 at the Belfry. It's accepted that both teams tailor their home courses to suit their own players. For example, in Paris in 2018, Thomas Bjorn asked for the rough to be kept extra long beyond the green to target the big booming American drives. 10 years earlier, Paul Azinger did the opposite, and the Valhalla rough was trimmed right down. On both occasions, the home side were resounding winners. So what about the money? The most recent Ryder Cup in Rome drew in a record 271,000 spectators and boosted the Italian economy by €262 million. In the US, the PGA America TV deal with NBC is worth $440 million. But no Ryder Cup revenue has ever gone directly to individual players. That's until now. In 2025, for the first time ever, the US team will each receive a fee for playing in New York. Of course, in Rome, legend has it Patrick Cantley refused to wear his cap because he wasn't being paid to wear it, though he insisted it simply didn't fit. Either way, Team Europe have made it clear they're more than happy to keep playing for the sheer thrill, joy and prestige of the Ryder Cup.
Morning. Happy Monday morning. I'm Olivia Buzaglo. This is Early Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. We are building up the talkSPORT Breakfast at 6 a.m. this morning with the all Glaswegian duo of Alan Brazil and Super Ali McCoy. So that's very exciting. Alan doesn't ever do Mondays, does he? He's doing all 5. I say 5. I've just put up 10 fingers. All 5 days this week. But on the way on Early Sports Breakfast over the next hour, we will of course reflect on a North London derby walkover for Arsenal and a dream day for lifelong Gooner Eberechi Eze. The question as to whether anyone can challenge Arsenal now only grows. Could Chelsea be our only hope of a title race? No, I'm not getting drawn into this already. I'm really not. We were in the exact same position last season and look what happened. And also asking whether Thomas Frank is in danger of losing the Spurs fans and players after that. What does the rest of the Premier League season hold for Leeds and Burnley? They both dropped into the bottom 3. And, of course, we'll build up the talkSPORT's live and exclusive coverage of Manchester United against Everton in the Monday Night Football. As always, you can get involved on the usual number 03717 22 3344, or you can text us as well on 81089. This is Early Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Usually got someone here in the studio with me and I don't today. So I'm just going to run through the back pages. I would run through what I did on the weekend to myself, but I actually did nothing. I had a lovely weekend. Actually, I went to my nephew's 4-year-old birthday party. Why a kid's birthday party is just like the worst things ever when you're an adult. But anyway, that was fun. As you can imagine, this morning on the back of all the papers is Eberechi Eze. Back page of the Telegraph, 3 and Eze, and that's the same for the back page of the Mirror as well. Yeah, they've gone with that headline. On the back page of the Mail, it's Magic Man. Arteta hails Eze's aura. After sublime Derby Day hat-trick. I think this one's my favourite, though. This one coming up. The back page of The Sun, North London forever. I quite like that. Eze, I prayed for Derby Day hat-trick as that win against Spurs sent Arsenal 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League table. The international break is well and truly over. The Premier League is back uninterrupted until March. And here's how a dramatic weekend sounded right here on talkSPORT.
It comes to Enzo Fernandez. Chelsea score a second and Chelsea go second.
Well, Callum Wilson is having a day to remember. It's Bournemouth 0, West Ham United 2.
It was 0, Crystal Palace 2. Absolute beauty of a finish from Yeremy Pino, his first Premier League goal.
Fired in from the edge of the penalty area by Jack Hinchelwood.
Edison Al made no mistakes, so the comeback is almost complete. Well, it is complete. It's 2-2.
And it's finally the breakthrough for Fulham. Fulham 1, Sunderland 0. It's Raul Jimenez.
Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 3, and it's Morgan Gibbs-White.
That is some scoreline.
Oh my word, Newcastle 2, Man City 1. Well, we've had a first half of no goals and Harvey Barnes has scored 2.
Oh, that's magnificent. Morgan Rogers, second goal, a free kick. Leeds 1, Villa 2.
Eberici Eze, he could have signed for Spurs, remember, but he's a hat-trick hero for Arsenal. This has been one of the easiest 3 points that they've managed all season, Arsenal, and they've done it against their most fierce rivals.
Yes, what a weekend of Premier League football it was. It all began with Chelsea moving second, breezing past Burnley in the early kickoff on Saturday. We'll have a little bit more on whether Chelsea are in the title race. Honestly, after 5:30 this morning. At 3 p.m. on Saturday, Sean Dyche did an absolute number on Arne Slot. They beat Liverpool 3-0, second consecutive win at Anfield for Forest. Newcastle looked to have kick-started their season. They started the day just 2 points above the relegation zone, but they beat Manchester City 2-1. A few controversial moments in that game, though. And in their 198th North London derby, Arsenal wiped the floor with Spurs for the 85th time, courtesy of an Eberechi Eze hat-trick. The first North London derby hat-trick since Alan Sunderland back in 1978. I think if you could have picked one player that they would have not wanted to score a hat-trick, Spurs fans, it probably would have been Eberechi Eze. After he was so close to joining Spurs in the summer, didn't work out, and he, of course, then went to Arsenal. It was a near-perfect weekend then for the Gunners, with Liverpool and City both losing. They're now 6 points clear of Chelsea in second, and after the game, Mikel Arteta spoke to Alex Crook about his match winner.
Eberechi, the first player to score a hat-trick in this fixture since 1978. Did you know that? And have you been surprised?
But it's the first thing that I looked when I went in the dressing room. I said, how many players have they done that? And I could not recall recently anybody doing that.
4, I think.
And I know it's 4, and a long time ago. So, yeah, magnificent. He needs to enjoy it. He needs to believe in him like we all do, because he can bring something very, very special to this team.
Did you know he was this good?
Well, to be fair, when I spoke to Thomas Tuchel, I said, how good is he? He said to me, one of the best I've seen. I rate him one of the best in terms of talent. If we add him now, his work rate, the willingness that he has to play for this team, and the joy that I sense every single day when he's in the building, we have a special player there.
Yeah. Genius. Looked in the mirror, said, don't let the money come between us. I'm loaded.
I think it's really hard to be anything but happy for someone like Eberechi Eze. I think Jamie Carragher said it on Sky yesterday that actually I think people may have underappreciated or maybe hadn't thought about how much of an impact that Eberechi Eze could have on this Arsenal side. He is one of the nicest, most humble Premier League footballers you will ever meet. And if it was going to happen to any Arsenal player, I'm so glad it happened to Eberechi Eze. And yeah, he's got a huge part to play, hasn't he, in Arsenal season, offers something different. I think it's going to be interesting, Martin Odegaard, when he gets back. Is Eze going to play back out on the left? Is he going to play through the middle? Because I think we all know now that Eberechi Eze's best position is through the middle. And honestly, some of the finishes, I know the first one was a little deflection, but I mean, the second and third goals were just unbelievable. And yeah, oh God, Chelsea obviously play Arsenal next week at Stamford Bridge. What a huge game. I mean, I'm not sure I ever thought that this would be such a huge game, but yeah, interesting. Now, Spurs' appalling league record away to Arsenal. This is Spurs fans. I don't know how you deal with this. It's 1 win in 33 games. Sorry, producer Sim is a Spurs fan and he's looking at me shaking his head. 1 win in 33. Oh, and it was, I think everyone can agree, maybe the worst Spurs performance of the season. Definitely up there, I would say. Manager Thomas Frank was scathing about his side's display.
Extremely painful to stand here after a bad performance. Can't talk away. Don't want to talk away from that. Against the worst team we can perform badly against. So it's a perfect storm in every aspect. I think, especially first half, I think we lack the ability to go up in high pressure and get close to them and be aggressive enough in the duels. When we play longer and we land on the second ball, we didn't win enough duels. When we play shorter, we didn't have enough quality on the ball. Had to absorb too much pressure throughout that first half. And second half got a little bit better without being anywhere near the level we want to be.
3 excellent finishes from Eberici Eze, but from a defensive point of view, you're disappointed with the amount of time and space that he got for all 3 goals?
I think I'll need to look through them even closer because I think there was a few bits in the game we need to improve. But the 2-0 and the 3-0 goal, I think, have overloaded, and I think have a lot of players around their players on the side, and they can still get out of it. I think that's the biggest thing, and that's why there was suddenly so much space in the middle of the pitch.
Oh, by the way, so obviously that was Thomas Frank talking about the performance. Yesterday was James Maddison's birthday. I reckon that might be one of the worst birthdays he's probably ever had. Sorry, James. But that was Tottenham's first away defeat of the season. They have actually been very good away from home. And they set up with sort of 5 at the back, 3 at the back, whichever way you want to look at it. They did that against PSG in the Super Cup. I know they ended up losing on penalties, but actually they went toe-to-toe and probably should have won that game against the European champions. And it was a very strong PSG side. And also, it was a very similar side to the one that Spurs played yesterday. There was no James Maddison, there was no Kulusevski in that game. But the performances couldn't have been any different, if that makes sense. And I'm not sure I'm excited now, but I'm actually talking to Thomas Frank on Wednesday. And, I think that's one of the things I'm going to ask him, because they were similar formations, but completely different performances. But, anyone talking about Thomas Frank potentially getting sacked is no. Come on, guys. Come on. That's just silly. But also, going away to PSG after you get battered like that in the North London derby isn't exactly the easiest game. But I suppose another chance for Spurs to sort of put that North London derby result aside, but they cannot play like that against PSG, because if they do, it will be a similar sort of performance, similar sort of result, sorry. On the final word phone-in, host and Spurs fan Majestic highlighted exactly why there's such a massive gap between the 2 North London clubs.
I just want to put some context on this as well, because Arsenal, who look like they are going to walk away with the league this year, they look brilliant, right? But a lot has to be said for their recruitment, for their belief in Mikel Arteta, for standing by him, because I think Mikel Arteta came into the Arsenal job a couple of days after we got Jose Mourinho in, after obviously Poch being sacked. In that period of time, Spurs have had Jose Mourinho, sacked him before a cup final, Ryan Mason, brought in Nuno, sacked him after about 9 games, brought in Conte. Then we had Stellini, Ryan Mason, Ange, and now Frank. In that period of time, Arteta...
Was that 8 managers?
8 managers.
7, 8.
In that period of time, Arteta has brought in the likes of Gabriel Jesus at the time, was a massive signing for Arsenal, and Zinchenko, 2 Premier League winners.
Zinchenko.
Declan Rice, Havertz, Champions League winner. Even people like Trossard got the deals done, got the Eze's done, Madueke's.
Majestic's there just talking about how Arsenal have strengthened their squad and how Spurs haven't. Just a quick word for Leandro Trossard, because I think at the start of the season, when Arsenal were sort of building this squad, he was probably the one player that everyone maybe thought might be benched or wouldn't have a big impact, but he's actually scored some very big goals in some very big games. Obviously scored the first in the North London derby yesterday. Majestic was quite damning there about Spurs. He also said, whilst Arsenal have strengthened, Spurs have shopped with their Tesco club card. Plenty of Tottenham fans slammed Thomas Frank on the show, but I mean, is it Thomas Frank? I don't think you can blame Thomas Frank. I really don't. You can obviously, you can blame him a little bit, but I think there's way more to this than just blaming the manager. But there's more reaction to that North London derby defeat for Spurs over on the talkSPORT YouTube channel. And you can have your say as well, Arsenal fans, what you're thinking about the title race. 6 points clear at the top, 7 ahead of Manchester City, 11 ahead of Liverpool. Who are your closest title challengers is what I would like to know. 03717 223344 81089 on the text as well. And Spurs fans, you can get in touch. Who are you blaming, or where do you think this issue to play like that in a North London derby? Obviously, there are a lot of issues that come with that, but what are they? Thomas Frank refused to sort of question his team's fight and character and mentality. But I'm keen to know what Spurs fans think. On all of that, the Premier League weekend concludes tonight. We've got a Monday night football for you. Manchester United, they're unbeaten in 5. They're at home to Everton. It's live and exclusive on talkSPORT Win, and Ruben Amorim's side could move up to 4th. You're listening to Early Sports Breakfast with me, Olivia Buzaglo. We'll go over the best of the back pages next, and we'll hear from Leeds boss Daniel Farke as they slipped into the relegation zone yesterday. morning. I'm Olivia Buzaglo. You are listening to the Early Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Thank you for your company this Monday morning. It's Alan Brazil and Ali McCoy that'll be here with you for talkSPORT Breakfast. That's from 6 a.m. I mentioned earlier, if you weren't listening, Alan is doing all 5 days this week. Right, some of your headlines this Monday morning. England's rugby union side made it 11 victories in a row with a thrilling 27-23 win over Argentina at Twickenham, concluding a perfect autumn record of 4 from 4. The F1 title race was blown wide open just hours after the Las Vegas Grand Prix after both Lando Norris and McLaren teammate Oscar Piastri were both disqualified for technical infringements. We'll have more on that in the paper review in just a moment. And a Morgan Rogers double turned defeat into victory for Aston Villa against Leeds. That win sees Unai Emery's side move into the top 4, while Daniel Farke's championship champions fall into the bottom 3. Let's hear from both the managers now, starting with Farke and finishing with Emery.
I'm just concentrated on my group and what we have to do in order to stay up. So I can't afford to think about my position or whatever. The only thing is more like how I manage to keep this lads up. We had a good start right now in terms of results. We had a bit more difficult period. I was expected it would be at some point a bit more difficult period today. Yeah, very unlucky and very undeserved, I would say, but also after such a result, you have to speak about the things that you could improve, and definitely is to defend on the left flank before the goals better. Yes.
The consistency we had the last 2 months, progressively getting better, progressively competing better, and the last month we achieved very good wins against Tottenham, against Manchester City, against Bournemouth, but how we were coming back after the break was our challenge before the match, and how the players were again getting our standard higher than we did at the beginning of the season.
I mean, it was a good weekend for England players, wasn't it? Morgan Rogers, who we all know is Thomas Tuchel's preferred number 10 choice right now. He obviously scored twice. Eric Chiesi scoring a hat-trick. Callum Wilson scored twice. Danny Welbeck scored again. Morgan Gibbs-White as well. Thomas Tuchel has so many amazing problems right now. And I still can't foresee who on earth he's going to take to the World Cup in the summer. There was Marcus Tavernier, Jack Hinshelwood, Harvey Barnes also scored as well. So a brilliant, I suppose a brilliant weekend for a lot of the Englishmen. Heard from Daniel Farke there. What about Leeds? We thought that their former Elland Road would be important. They have only won 2 of their 6 home games, and they've lost their last 3 in a row. I wonder how Leeds fans are feeling about Daniel Farke, 81089 on the text. Right, let's take a quick call this morning before we get into the back pages. Kevin is a very, very happy Gooner, one of many. Morning, Kevin.
Morning. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good, thanks. Yeah.
I mean, the North London derby couldn't have really gone any better for Arsenal, could it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I've been saying this to a lot of people that I know as well, friends, family, people at work. This really is their year. I know a lot of Gooners say this every year, but every year we've always been the bridesmaid because we lack strength in depth. Yet last season we relied on our defence, which our defence was the best in the league. And while every other team in the league should have tried to emulate that and strengthen their defences, and they strengthen their attacks. And you've seen what's happened with Liverpool by not neglecting to strengthen their defence. What's happening with them, mentality-wise. Arsenal already had a great defence, and what did Arteta go and do? He went and bought another good defenders. We didn't even miss Gabriel yesterday. Last season I've been really worried, without Kivior would be a bit shaky down the back, but Kincapi was the best defender out of anyone on that pitch yesterday. And we've also got Mosquera, so we've got a left-footed centre back and a right-foot as backup. Didn't really miss the Gyökeres yet, but I think our play hasn't always depended on a striker to get us over the line. It's great, but he adds that extra depth up front and holds the play up, and it's great to have him back. But I think Arsenal, this will be their year. We've got players like Gabriel Jesus to come back, and Havertz as well. So there's going to be a major selection headache, which is a good thing for Arteta. And I honestly believe that this season, Arsenal, by come March, they'll be in a comfortable position. And I don't know who their main competitors are, whether it's going to be Man City, Chelsea. It seems to fluctuate a lot, but it doesn't really bother me any. I'm not really looking over my shoulder. I'm just focused on the results, and no matter how we get it, whether we win by playing football against Spurs, they try to play football and that's what happened to them, or they come up with a low block. If you come up with a low block, we'll get you on set pieces.
Yeah. Kevin, I mean, everything you say, I think most Arsenal fans will agree with as well. Arsenal in a very good position. Thank you very much for calling in this morning, Kevin. A very, very happy Arsenal fan. For more on all of the day's biggest stories and anything we've just spoken about, you can head over to talksport.com. Right, it's time now to get into the back pages. And delighted to say, Extra Time host Kane Reeves joins me in the studio. I mean, Kane, it's all Eze mainly, isn't it? But what else is there on the back pages?
A lot of love for Arsenal as they look to win the Premier League with a 6-point lead. Now, the stats look good for Arsenal here because it says here that no team has failed to win the title with a lead of 6 points or more after 12 games of a Premier League season. That's not too bad, is it? So
Pressure.
It's looking good so far. Arsenal, lots of pictures of Eberechi Eze celebrating with some interesting puns for Eze. North London for Ebba.
I really like that.
Clever on the back page of the Sun. Back page of the Mirror, 3 and easy, with Eze celebrating. Lots of other puns for that, but also a lot of digs at Liverpool as well. A lot of papers still dissecting that result against Nottingham Forest.
I think a lot of people, because of the manner in which Arsenal won the North London derby and the fact they've gone 6 points clear at the top, and we've almost sort of forgotten that Liverpool got beaten at home to
if I was a Tottenham fan, I'd be incredibly worried though this morning because Thomas Frankie was giving out a few sort of I'm very sorry to the fans. I think he's only got one apology to the fans, really, isn't he, for a North London derby like that? He can't have another one like that in his tenure at Tottenham. But also Vicario coming out and saying the fans expect us to fight and we didn't. That's a bit worrying, isn't it, when your goalkeeper saying we didn't show any fight in a North London derby. Very, very disappointing, Tottenham fans. Leeds fans, I'm quite disappointed with you, to be honest.
Well, the fans. You're disappointed with the fans.
Especially that one man who tried to get towards Daniel Farker in the dugout.
I was listening to this on the radio and I could hear them saying that literally a guy's walked down the steps. He's walked past Unai Emery and somehow got really close to
Well, this guy is clearly an idiot and he's happy to waste away his season ticket money because he won't be welcome back to Ellen Road, I'm sure. What are you doing trying to approach anyone?
But what's he going to say? What's he going to... Because Eddie Howe, it happened to Eddie Howe, didn't it?
Chance of make a sub were being made. So, look, I know there were questions about his team selection, Daniel Farkas, but Leeds aren't going to go anywhere, are they, if the fans are all... It feels a bit toxic, doesn't it? And they should be enjoying the season and having a bit of optimism because they're not cut adrift, are they? It's not like it's not like a Wolves situation. And also in the F1, would you like a very boring tyre story?
Yeah.
So it's all changed at the F1 now because the lead that Lando Norris had at the top has been cut from 42 points down to 24 because he's been disqualified for having it. It says here. His tyre, what is it? Something to do with his tyre skids. The rear skids of his car were measured and found to be below the minimum thickness of 9mm specified under Article 3.5.9 of the technical regulations. The relevant measurements were 8.88mm.
Can you try and dumb that down for me? I'm joking.
I don't know really what that means.
No, I don't know what that means either. But him and Piastri, both of them, wouldn't it?
While we're talking about cars, it's cold. Check your tyres, everyone, before you head out this morning.
That is a great bit of advice.
Bit of winter advice for you.
Kane, thank you very much. We'll be back in around 10 minutes' time for hopefully a little bit more fun with the front pages. But yeah, that is a big story. It's only 2 races to go. Who is going to take home the F1 Drivers' Championship?
I just can't take it seriously, though, the F1 when the picture is of them driving in a pink car made of Lego.
What's wrong with that?
Well, it's just a bit weird. Like, how's that a real sport?
Is that a real sport? Well, it was after they'd won, so it was after Max Verstappen won.
If any, imagine if
I quite like it.
Imagine Arsenal players riding around the Emirates pitch, waving to the fans.
Yeah, but they're also not in Vegas. Like, they're in Vegas. Do you know, like, that's the most normal thing to happen in Vegas. Have you
North
been
London's
to
as
Vegas?
exciting as Vegas, isn't it?
Vegas is the most mental place I've ever been to, and that, for Vegas, is completely normal.
Yeah, I suppose.
Thank you very much, Kane. We'll see you in a little bit. I'm Olivia Buzaglo. You're listening to Early Sports Breakfast. Here on talkSPORT, up next, I'll have my say, will I? I don't know if I will, on whether Chelsea can make a serious title tilt and whether Liverpool are out of it.
Cricket balls are red, baseballs are white, American footballs are brown, and tennis balls are yellow. We don't even think about it really, but the story behind the tennis ball is actually quite interesting and even involves Sir David Attenborough. I know, here's the tale. Tennis has its roots in 12th century France when people used to make balls from all sorts. Cork, wool, chalk, animal fur and even human hair. Uniformity was found centuries later when people started making balls out of something called vulcanized rubber, invented in the US. But the balls kept on breaking, so a British lawyer, who also loved tennis, suggested they put a flannel covering on the outside, and thus the tennis ball as we know it was born. One problem, it was either white or black. And when the controller of BBC Two, Sir David Attenborough, decided Wimbledon would be shown in colour on the BBC in 1967, no one could actually see the balls on telly. So the International Tennis Federation went away and created a new colour called optic yellow, which would show up without the need for a 4K LED display. Not that anyone had that in the 1960s, of course. Since then, all tennis balls have been covered in that material and have their trademark colour for that exact reason. Amateur tennis players and dogs worldwide are forever grateful. You could say the ITF aced it.
I'm Olivia Buzaglo. It is Monday. Happy Monday. Right, we're building up to talkSPORT Breakfast this morning from 6 a.m. with the duo of Alan Brazil and Ali McCoy. Celtic, by the way, are now only 4 points behind Scottish Premiership leaders Hearts with a game in hand, while Rangers continue their revival under Danny Roll. Up there, up to 4th as well. Elsewhere, in the 147th Steel City derby, Sheffield United put 3 past Wednesday without reply to move a place and a point from safety. Their bitter rivals stay on -4 following that 12-point deduction. But Blades boss Chris Wilder wasn't in the mood to gloat.
We have to respect the situation and respect the renewed optimism of our opponents. You know, they've gone through a tough time. I'm not getting soft in my old age, but, you know, I said to Liam and to Barry Bannon coming off, I think they've been an absolute credit to the football club and themselves in terms of how they've handled the last 2 or 3 months, because it's really difficult being in that situation when people are not getting paid, people around them are not getting paid, players are getting paid late. You know, locally, pre-season, they were training at Woodburn Road and stuff like that. Manager didn't really want to be here, did he? Let's be right about it. Cards on the table. Enric took over, and they've been really competitive. This was a dangerous game for us. We had everything to lose and nothing to gain.
Yeah, it's classy there from Chris Wilder in the situation that Sheffield Wednesday have been in. You know, could they string a run together, Sheffield United? They are at 12 points off 6th, but I suppose when you look at their record since Chris Wilder took over, they have only won 3 games. He took over back in September. He's been in charge for 11 and he's actually lost 6 of those. But that was a good result. I suppose a result that everyone probably did expect, given the situation Wednesday are still in. But I suppose a glimmer of hope that they can get out of this, actually, because there's still a long way to go. We all know what the Championship is like as a league. For more on all the stories we've just discussed, you can visit talksport.com. Right, Liverpool fans, I would say look away. If you're watching, if you're listening, close your ears, because it's time to talk about what happened at Anfield on Saturday. I feel like I need Liverpool fans to explain to me what happened, because I can't get my head around what on earth is going on there. It's 6 losses in 7. They're 11th. They're 11 points off Arsenal. But to lose at home, you know, we know what Liverpool traditionally are like at Anfield. To have lost that many games at home this season as well is remarkable. Not just 1 goal, but to lose by 3 against a side that are struggling. There's something about Forest and going to Anfield. They seem to just have Liverpool's number. But 81089 on the texts. What is going on at Liverpool right now? On the weekend sports breakfast, former Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino ripped into £125 million man Alexander Isak.
Isak is now looking like it could be the biggest failure in the history of signings at the moment. And because I don't see, there was nothing in yesterday's game to go, do you know what? He's looking like he's going to get back to his best soon.
Do you think Arne Slot had control of the summer transfer?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I would have liked to think, because Liverpool have done this in the past, work as a team. You work with the recruitment team. Why not? You're taking all the data on board. A player who's played against you, like the League Cup final, Newcastle against Liverpool, is that literally is the difference in the team. And it's like players come off and go, God, that Isak is an handful. What a player he is. And then suddenly Liverpool do that vanity signing and it's not worked out so far.
I think we have to remember that Newcastle and Liverpool play completely different styles of football. And I think Alexander Isak's, the way he plays football really suited Newcastle and the way they play football. Obviously, it's not just him that's, you know, struggling. I don't know what Slot's thinking about Isak and Ekitike and who he wants to play up top. Then he's got, you know, Wirtz as well to fit in there. Mohamed Salah hasn't been firing, but if you take Mohamed Salah out, then who do you put in on the right wing? Because it feels like Liverpool have got a fair few options on the left, but none on the right. We know their defence has struggled again. Another game, another example of that. Just feel like it's a collective, but I think anyone talking about Arne Slot getting sacked, I just think is very silly. To do what he did last season, I know Liverpool weren't as great as maybe Premier League champions usually are, but they got over the line, whether that was because they were good or other teams weren't quite up to it. But He deserves a whole season to sort it out, Arne Slot, I think. So that's Liverpool. They're down in 11th. It was a good weekend for Chelsea. I think a 12:30 kickoff on a Saturday after an international break is the worst slot you could get. And then putting away at a ground like Turf Moor, I actually didn't think Chelsea would win this game. So fair play, because, I thought it had a draw written all over it. I still don't think, I know people want me to say Chelsea are in a title race. I don't actually believe that yet, because Chelsea were in a very, very similar position last season. We all know sort of the game before Christmas. If they'd have beaten Everton, Chelsea would have gone top of the league, obviously lost that game. And it was just so typical Chelsea. And then from then, it sort of just was going one way and that was down. So I'm not getting too excited. I still think Chelsea are a little bit too inconsistent to go for the league to actually... I still think that Manchester City are Arsenal's biggest rivals in terms of this season for the title. However, if Chelsea can get a win at Stamford Bridge against Arsenal next Sunday, then I don't know. Then I don't know. You might have to come and ask me on the Monday after that. You can ask me the same question, and my answer may be a little bit different. But right now, I'm sat here saying no. But it's a big week for Chelsea. It was important getting the Burnley win, because it's Barcelona in the Champions League tomorrow night, obviously followed by that game against Arsenal, who also, by the way, have arguably the best team in Europe right now in Bayern Munich at the Emirates. That's on Wednesday evening. So I think if you look at the weeks for both, if it goes Arsenal's way or Chelsea's way on Sunday, it could be potentially season defining. But both teams in very, very good positions is what I'd say. I'm sure both sets of fans are very happy with how their seasons are going. One set of fans who definitely won't be happy is Spurs. Jane is on the line. Jane, thank you so much for calling in this morning. Dare I ask how you're feeling after yesterday?
Let me make it clear. My late father was a Spurs supporter. He would be turning in his grave. There's only one person to blame for the debacle, and that is Levy. Levy ruined Spurs. He took in great managers, lousy players at low prices, with the exception of Gareth Bale and Harry Kane. They did not have a support team around them.
Jane,
it's very obvious.
Jane, just quickly, you mentioned Daniel Levy. Now, we know that he had a part to play in this summer, and the fact that, Spurs didn't get Eberechi Eze over the line. Is that another thing that you're angry about when it comes to Daniel Levy?
Absolutely, because he was playing the money game.
Okay,
he wouldn't pay.
I know he wouldn't pay, okay, and I understand your frustrations, but Daniel Levy is now not at the club. So how can you, when you look at the game on Sunday, Vicario came out and questioned there was no fight. How can you blame Daniel Levy for those players not putting in fight in a North London derby?
You have got a team that are not coordinated. You can't even blame Thomas Frank. You've got to... This is a historical problem of 25 years of Levy. It's only when Joe Lewis got into his debacle that his shares were transferred to his son and daughter that they started looking and finding top management.
Jane, thank you so much for calling in this morning. I think, a lot of Spurs fans will be very, very disappointed, especially with that. But also, they've got Paris Saint-Germain on Wednesday in the Champions League. Is it the perfect game? Is it not a perfect game? But Jane calling in. There's the Spurs fans. Right, it's just gone 5:45. It's time now for this.
It's a front page throwdown.
Oh, what a move.
The front page is first on the early sports breakfast.
talkSPORT.
Okay, Kane is back in the studio with me. Kane, I don't want any more boring tyre stories. What have you got for me on the front page?
Well, I've got some good news for you this morning. Shirley Ballas is still alive. Thank goodness. Yes, strictly Shirley Ballas, who's described as the Queen of Latin.
Yeah.
She could have died over the weekend.
What?
Well, she choked on a bone. She choked on a fish bone.
Oh.
Yes, she was eating a fish, and she says she choked during... she choked...
Why are you laughing at her choking, Kane?
Because she says here she choked for 20 minutes, and if you choke for 20 minutes, you're dead.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I think Shirley may...
Have exaggerated slightly.
Ever so slightly. Many questions about this story. First of all, what is she doing trying to eat fish in between the dances on Strictly, or, you know...
Trying to be healthy,
you know? Breaks. Also, why don't take fish?
I'm not going to lie. I love fish.
Yeah, but not when you're working with people. There's nothing worse than having someone smelly fish lunch. Is there?
That is true.
Take a sandwich to work, Shirley. Don't take
a tuna sandwich, or is that not allowed either?
No.
No?
You know the Moose has tuna omelettes. Apparently, when
a tuna omelette?
To read the breakfast news, he would make a tuna omelette in the old talkSPORT studios.
No, that is not acceptable.
That is the rumour I've heard. But yeah, Shirley Ballas, she said she was choking for a good 20 minutes, but was saved by her assistant, Jane.
Thank God for Jane.
Yeah, thank goodness for Jane. You must do the Heimlich manoeuvre.
That thing.
Yeah, where you put your arms round
someone, yeah.
You got to be careful not on the ribs, otherwise you crack your ribs.
Right, okay.
But there we go. Good news, Shirley Ballas is still alive. Do you want some Beckham news?
Who doesn't love a bit of Beckham news?
Well, they've got their Christmas tree up.
Oh my gosh!
Yes, they have on the 24th of November.
Is that acceptable?
Well, David had a bit of a cheeky little chat with Victoria in a scene reminiscent of their Netflix documentary. Victoria posts a picture of the tree, and then there's a video of David popping his head through the door saying, "Be honest, did you decorate it yourself, Victoria?" Well, but who knows? Will Christmas be a happy one in the Beckham household? Because will they be spending it with their firstborn son, Brooklyn? Probably not.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a shame, isn't it?
It's a family feud.
Call your mum, Brooklyn. And also, I wanted to mention, this is an amazing story. This is a British World War II veteran. She played a vital role in the D-Day landings, and she has received France's highest military honour. This is Evelyn Armstrong. At the age of 104, she served in the Women's Auxiliary Air Force, tracking and directing aircraft movements. And she would then pass that information on to the other pilots.
That's so cool.
It really is.
It's a really cool job.
And she went to France over the weekend, where she was met by the ambassador to France from the UK and also French military personnel. And, yeah, given France's top military honour at the age of 104.
Oh,
so we salute you, Evelyn Armstrong. Thank you very much indeed.
Yes, we absolutely do. Kane, thank you so much.
Have a lovely morning.
You too. Right, this is Early Sports Breakfast with me, Olivia Buzaglo. Up next, we'll look ahead to tonight's live and exclusive commentary as Manchester United take on Everton. good morning. I'm Olivia Buzaglo. This is Early Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. We're building up to breakfast at 6 a.m. with Alan Brazil and Ali McCoist. And how about this for starting 2026? Thanks to our friends at Virgin Hotels Las Vegas, you and a mate could win the ultimate trip of a lifetime to Vegas. Picture this, you and your best mate flying upper class from London to Vegas, checking into a luxury spa villa for 4 incredible nights at Virgin Hotels Las Vegas. Cheering from the stands as the Raiders take on the Kansas City Chiefs, and to top it all off, $5,000 in cash to play with. Clear your calendar, January the 2nd to the 7th, 2026, because how about that for a start to the new year? The very best of luck.
21 plus, UK excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, text WIN to 83338. Text at £2 plus standard network rate. Bill payer's permission required. Or call 03434239761. Calls are charged at standard rate. All entries must be received by the 28th of November at 4 p.m. This is a network promotion. Run across talkSPORT, Virgin Radio UK and Talk. Full terms and conditions at talksport.com.
Right, the final game of the Premier League weekend comes from Old Trafford. It's the Monday Night Football live on talkSPORT for you. It's Manchester United against Everton. United haven't lost in 5 games, and today marks exactly 1 year since Ruben Amorim took over his first game. He reflected on that anniversary in his pre-match press conference.
Yeah, there was everything really fast. The first thinking was like the first game, the environment is completely different of Premier League, and I was excited with that. Right away, I knew that we will struggle in some things, but was that feeling of yes, it's the best league in the world, is maybe the best club in the world, but at the same time, it's a big job and is going to require a lot of work.
Well, it's easy to forget that David Moyes is, of course, ex-Man United. He says it's always nice to return.
It's a great football club. I've been back many times with West Ham and different teams all through. Never been easy the whole time to go back to Old Trafford and get results. Always been a tough place to go. My early years here when we were up against Sir Alex's team was always really difficult, the teams they had. So I'm looking forward to getting back. I'm always treated well. I think Manchester United have got an incredible support inside the stadium. I think they really get behind their manager and their players, and you know, I'm looking forward to it.
Right, there's plenty more coming up on talkSPORT Breakfast today. Joining Alan and Ali, you've got notorious Arsenal loudmouth Piers Morgan and Jamie O'Hara. You're going to want to listen to that. Former England captain Mark Butcher is going to reflect on England's crushing defeat in the first test in Australia. We'll have England rugby legend Will Greenwood and 5-time league champion with Liverpool Mark Lawrenson will be on the show as well. You've been listening to Early Sports Breakfast with me, Olivia Buzaglo. Alan and Ali on the way.